Hi everyone, and welcome to week 4 of your Advanced Computers 1 course. We are going to be finishing up chapter 1 this week. Last week we got through about 20 plus slides. So we went over the first half of the chapter, so we are going to finish chapter 1 this week. So basically we're picking up with the different information about Zoom. So we looked at the Zoom and how to change the zoom in different modes. So now after that section, we're ready to look at managing the page flow. So what we're looking at here is things like page breaks, where to put those page breaks. Sometimes we have to actually do what's called forcing a page break because we want to make sure that it ends at a certain spot. And so you're not going to be able to see that page break indicator when you print something, but it is there for you to help manage how you put your paper together. So especially if you get to where you're doing something like, maybe ending a section of a paper or something like that. Maybe you're doing have to do separate sections depending on what you're presenting, and you want to stop that section and start a new page. You don't want to have to just space down to that. You put the page break in and it'll automatically do that for you. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about page flow. And then we're going to look at backup options. So if you have auto recover enabled, it's going to help you recover your previous version of a file if for some reason something crashes. So the only thing that would happen would be you would lose the things between the last time it auto saved and what you did. So you'd only lose a little bit of information. So you want to check to see if you've got that set up so that you don't lose information. Very, very, very important. And of course, if it's something very important, you want to make sure that you always have a backup copy as well. So another type of backup option you might want to create is to actually create a backup file every time you save. So the second time you save a document, when this option is enabled, the first file becomes the backup and the new one is saved. So you basically have two versions of the file on the computer at all times. So that's another way to kind of safeguard and protect things. So the document inspector actually checks for and removes different kinds of hidden personal information for a document for privacy or security reasons. So this is what it's going to show all the different things that it's going to look for. So you can choose as much or as little as you want before you run the inspector. So that's, whoops. There you go. So you can, click on the File tab and then click Check for Issues, and then you're going to inspect document to open up the document inspector to actually look for what you want it to actually check for you. So you want to make sure that it's, again, headers and footers are probably the most common things, but it's going to look for things like that. Now, the next section is all about your print settings and what how you want it to look. Using print settings before you actually print something is very, very important. I actually use print settings quite a bit because if you'll notice here, this one is set up to print to a specific printer. One thing that you can do is download something called Qt, C-U-T-E, PDF. And what that will do is you can print to this Qt PDF as a printer, and it will print your document as a PDF, not actually physically print it, but it's going to make it a PDF for you to turn in. So that's something that I use quite frequently. So if you do not have a printer and you're not able, you have to turn something in and you want it to be in a PDF format, this is a great way to do it, is to download that program called Qt PDF, and then that way you can print to a PDF rather than worry about scanning and things like that. Just a little side note there for you. And then of course you've got different document properties. This is where if you go to your info section, it's going to show you, what's the size of it, how many pages are there, things like that. When was it last saved? All that kind of stuff. So again, another great place to find information. And then there's just a little summary, and let me know if you've got questions as you go through this. And as usual, please reach out to me, send me a text, send me an email, give me a call, and I'd be happy to help. Have a great week.